Sean Long Island Audit was just robbed by the public safety officers.
I think they're actually coming. I think
meeting.
The commissioner just called them.
Can you do that? Can you return the property that you stole from me?
Not on the threat that you made.
I will put an end to this corruption, and I will end the pay-to-play once and for all. I'm glad you think that's funny, Councilman. Okay, that's great. Do you have any other stand-up comedy for us? What? Do you have anything else to say besides just laugh? Okay, that's great.
Fellow patriots, what would you do if you walked into your own town hall with protest signs and they suddenly vanished? In Brookhaven, New York, independent journalist Sean Paul Reyes says his signs didn't just disappear. They were taken by the very people funded with your tax dollars. Did these officials cross the line from public safety into violating First and Fourth Amendment rights? Stick around. Watch what happens next and decide for yourself. And if you want more content like this, make sure to check out this recommended channel for more information.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go inside the Brookhaven Town Hall here. Receiver of taxes. Let's see if we can get a copy of our annual taxes. Hey, ma'am, how are you? How would I get a receipt for the taxes I paid for the year, like end of the year?
Just tell me your address and I'll get one.
Thank you. We have our taxes for last year. That's a total of $22,000 approximately that I paid to the town of Brookhaven for them to retaliate against me and selectively enforce minor code violations to the sum of $75,000.
I'm gonna head in. All right. Oh yeah.
While I briefly stepped outside to get some recording equipment from my vehicle, Town of Brookhaven public safety officers stole my signs. That's when Leroy from Leroy Truth Investigations and Vinny from South Jersey News confronted the officers over their theft.
The director of Canine Companions, and she would like to say a few words.
Great.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Do you know where the signs went?
Yeah,
Where were they at?
we got them downstairs at the front desk.
What was that?
Huh?
What was that? No signs. So they stole the signs.
We didn't steal them.
Hold on.
You didn't tell us you were taking them.
Why did you steal the signs? I mean, literally, the signs are right here.
Nobody stole the signs.
If they're not here, someone stole them. Why would you do that?
We didn't steal them. We removed them because
Are they yours?
No
You didn't have possession of them. They're not your signs.
You can have them back.
But you stole the signs. Why would you do that?
We didn't steal them. You can have them back.
This is Stasis.
Yeah.
STASYS. He stole
You
this
cut
gentleman's
me
signs.
short earlier. Who's to say that a terrorist wouldn't be bringing in the Constitution and telling them?
But it's part of our First Amendment right to bring in signs.
This is
I know.
And we're at a
just a
public place.
that. A terrorist wouldn't bring
I'd
the
like the
Constitution.
signs
You gotta
back.
show them the Constitution.
You'll get them back.
All right, can I have them?
Are you leaving?
So
We'll
I
give
have.
them to you when you leave.
No, we want
So
them back.
only when I leave.
Yes. You're here for the
I don't
meeting,
think so.
right?
No, that's not acceptable. You don't own those signs. You stole those signs.
We didn't steal.
So we may do
Do you have a
we may do
supervisor?
a police complaint against
Is there a
you.
supervisor? Is there a supervisor around? Can you call a supervisor?
Sure.
I'm requesting one, yeah.
This is classic.
This is insane. They just took the fucking signs.
He stole the signs. So we may have to do a criminal complaint with the police. That him and whoever else took those signs down. They're pretty heavy signs too.
Very convenient that they waited for Sean to leave. Are you the public safety supervisor?
Yeah.
They took our signs.
Yeah, oh yeah, look, it says right here, no signs, so we secured them in the front.
And no cameras, but you're not going to enforce that.
I don't think that's enforceable.
But you can't.
And the signs aren't enforceable either.
Say again?
He has a right to have a sign here.
We don't believe he does. So
Of course he does.
It's part of the First
What
Amendment.
right do you have
the
to
signs
take
are
the sign
secured.
away?
The signs are secured downstairs. It's not interrupted.
So can we get the signs?
Sure, they're downstairs.
All right,
They're not going to come back up.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
They're secured, sir.
They're secured, so they're stolen.
When you leave the building, you
Why did you literally stole? You stole our colleague's signs.
But on the
Literally
same,
stole the signs.
the guidelines for the speakers, it says no cameras, right? No cameras, no signs, right? Right?
Yep.
So why am I allowed in there with a camera?
I didn't know who you were, because media is allowed to have cameras.
Right.
You're a meteor, I thought.
Signs too.
It's part of my First Amendment to have a sign or a camera.
We can't interrupt the board. My understanding is that you're a meteor, and a meteor can have cameras.
The media can also have a sign.
No, you can't.
Why can't I have a sign?
I don't make the rules, buddy. If you have a
It's
problem,
called freedom of expression.
okay.
And that's my First Amendment right.
As far as freedom of speech goes and free things,
Right.
there's rules of decorum in an open auditorium where we don't allow signs.
They were not in, you know what? So they can't be in there, right? They can't be there, so I can bring them over here then,
No.
right? What do you mean no? What, I don't understand.
If you put them in a hallway or a common area, it's going to create a fire hazard.
Fire hazard?
Those are big 8-frame signs, bud.
They're different signs.
They were all the way in the back. They were not a fire hazard anyway. They were stolen.
That wasn't the question, sir.
So they love stealing things here in Brookhaven.
Or you.
What's your name, Ollie?
Or you can. Mr. Moran.
What's your role?
It says it right there. Commissioner of Public Safety.
So why would you be then the chief person violating, I mean, not just violating rights.
I didn't take the
breaking
signs.
law.
Who took the signs?
Right.
One of the officers.
Which officer?
I don't know. Find
Right,
out.
so we want
Do
to
you,
find
do you
out
guys wear
something.
body cameras over here or no?
What's up?
You guys wear body cameras?
No, we're not police officers.
Not peace officers.
No. Why would we have?
So all right,
You're sign stealers, not
yeah,
peace officers.
but you're not a peace officer. You don't have law enforcement capabilities, or do you?
We do not.
Oh, so I would love my signs back.
Okay. When you exit the
I
building,
will
you
exit
can
the
have-
building and get my signs and then come back in.
Okay.
All right, with the signs.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will. Are you going to enforce it, or will the police enforce it?
Now, you don't have the authority to, number one, steal private property, which you did.
Okay. We didn't steal it. We secured it.
All right, I'll take it, please.
That's what thieves say. You're parsing words. They didn't steal it. They didn't just steal the money from the bank. They just secured the money from the bank.
Do you have the signs?
Sure, stand by.
Stand by.
They were trying to get the signs that they stole. They have no authority to move and to take your signs. They said, we didn't steal them. We secured them. So I said, so when the bank robbers robbed the money out of the bank, they didn't steal the money. They secured the money.
Right.
And so now we demanded, we just talked to the commissioner of public
I
safety.
can't wait to show you this video.
He said, stand by. We said, we demand to have these signs now. He said, you can't have them upstairs. I said, of course, we can have them anywhere we want. They're signs.
All right, so he also said he's not law enforcement, so he can't really enforce law. Also, the sign upstairs that says you can't have signs also says you can't have cameras. So they'll enforce one thing, but not another.
Right. And they can't enforce any one of them.
No, they can't. But I want the signs. He said we can get them when we leave, but we can't bring them back in. So what we're going to do is take them outside, we're leaving, and then we're coming back in with the signs. And then we can.
I want my property back.
Right, we don't have to, no, we don't have to
I'm gonna call
leave.
Suffolk Police, because I've been robbed.
Right, you've been robbed.
Right.
Like, literally, Sean Long Island Audit was just robbed by the public safety officers
I think
here
they're actually coming. I think
During
I
a
think
meeting.
the commissioner just called them.
in Brookhaven, New York.
Yeah, I think so. Because I was ringing them out.
You're the victim of a theft, of robbery tonight.
Right.
You know, in front of
I should really call
public
law
safety
enforcement.
officers. Yeah, you really should.
I should call the police.
But I was saying that we're probably going to file charges against whoever.
They have no law enforcement capability at all.
No.
Yeah, they're just public safety officers. They stole my sign.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call 911.
Sean's calling 911. They stole his signs.
No.
Beautiful dog.
Thank you.
So he's calling 911 because he was just robbed. Sean was just robbed during a town council meeting here in Brookhaven, New York, of two signs. They cost, I think, about $700.
$750. It might even be a felony in the state of New York.
I at one Independence Hill. My name is Sean. I don't know. I was at a town meeting, a council meeting, and my signs, I had some signs, and they were taken from me, and somebody stole them from me. So I went home to this one. I don't know them. No. They were in the council meeting, and they were gone. I don't know where they are. So I just like also respond. Yeah, I'll be in the lobby. All right, thank you. So I just called law enforcement. It's law enforcement's job to uphold my rights. There was a crime committed. Somebody stole my signs that cost $775 for both of the signs.
They're gone. They're not in my possession. Somebody stole them. So I'm calling my other public servants. I think they were stolen by my public servants here in the town of Brookhaven. So I decided to call my other public servants to make sure that I get my property back.
Do you have the signs?
No,
No? What's that?
I'm waiting for the police.
For the police? Did you call them?
How soon? How are you? Good to see you.
Listen, you guys should give Dave a chance, though, to work this out.
Listen, my chance is this. I went to the law department to see if I did the right thing. They said yes. I said he wants the sign back. I said, okay, but when I give him the sign back, he's going to go upstairs. That's what he said. And they said, well, call the police. So that's what I did. If the police say give you your signs back,
Well, I
I'm
called
more
the
than happy
police
to
too.
turn them over.
You guys stole my
I
sign.
follow the advice I was given from my counsel. That's all.
They'll give you your signs back. They just don't.
That's not the
They
point.
just don't want you to put the signs up there.
They took
That's
the
all.
sign.
Sir, I'd like my signs back, please. I would like my property to be returned to me immediately, please. Can you do that? Can you return the property that you stole from me?
Not on the threat that you made.
What threat?
Well, he made the threat. Your colleague made the threat.
What's the threat?
And I don't know whose signs they are.
They're my signs. I'm telling you
I
that.
don't know
They're
that.
my signs.
How do I know that?
I'm telling you. That's how
Okay,
I'm.
well, if you told me this was your wallet, I wouldn't give it to you.
Right. Well, I'm telling you they're my signs.
Okay. Well, when the police come, we can sort it out.
So I don't care what threat was made to you. I didn't make any threats against you. I would like my property back that you stole from me.
Okay.
You have no right. You're not law enforcement. You're a public safety commissioner. You have no right to take anyone's property. That's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. You seized my property without a warrant, without any legal authority to do so. So can you please give me back my property? I'm not being hostile towards you. I haven't taken your property. I haven't done anything to you. I'm asking for my property back that is rightfully mine. I purchased it.
You have a receipt?
I don't need a receipt. This is not a Walmart, sir. This is my building. This is town hall.
They were left in the back of the room.
They were not left in the back of the
Were
room.
you standing next to those signs?
It doesn't-
Nobody was. They were left in the back of the room, so I
I was
secured
sitting
them.
next to them.
He made a threat with the
I
signs.
was sitting
What he
next
was
to
going to
him.
do with the signs when I gave them back to him because he said they were his. No, I didn't say that. So at the end of the day, the police will sort it out. That's all. They'll be here in a minute.
I'm telling you, they're my signs. You have a bunch of cameras in here. Why don't you check the cameras and see that I brought the signs inside? And then that way you can return them to me. I know you're not law enforcement, but you have access to the security cameras, right? You could do some investigative work, see me bringing in the signs, and then give me back the signs. This is more First Amendment retaliation by the town of Brookhaven. I'm trying to conduct business here. I'm trying to exercise my rights, and you are preventing me from doing that, and you stole my property.
Okay.
So can you give it back?
As soon as the police get here, I'll give you back your signs.
Well, if the police get here and do their job right, you should be going to jail for stealing my
That's the
signs.
consequence, and that's what it is.
But you know that's not going to happen because you're buddy-buddy with the police, right? You know that's not going to happen. If I took your camera and I secured it, if I took this camera and then said I secured it in another area, in a secure area, would that be theft? I don't know whose camera it is. It's just hanging right here, right? It's just hanging out. I don't know whose it is. Ridiculous. What's up, man? It stole my signs. Yeah, public safety officers. They're not even law enforcement. I don't understand where you get any authority to do what you're doing. To take someone's property. What is it that you guys do here? Public safety. I'm a resident and I'd like to know, what is it that you do? How much do you get paid a year to walk around town hall? Is this a bank or something? Do we need like extra security here or anything like that?
All right, Patriots, let's break this down real quick. Sean steps out for a minute, and while he's gone, the Brookhaven public safety officers grab his protest signs and stash them downstairs. They say they didn't steal them, they secured them. That's not security. That's a seizure of private property. Under the First Amendment, those signs are political speech. Under the Fourth Amendment, the government doesn't get to take your property just because they don't like what it says. You'll hear Leroy from Leroy Truth Investigations and Vinny from South Jersey News pushing back, pointing out the obvious. There's a posted notice saying no signs and no cameras. But cameras are allowed for media, while Sean's signs are targeted. That's selective enforcement, and it smells like retaliation. And then the Public Safety Commissioner openly admits they're not law enforcement, but still thinks he can hold Sean's property hostage until police arrive. That's backwards. No badge, no warrant, no authority to seize a citizen's signs. So in just a few minutes of this meeting, you're already seeing exactly what Town Supervisor Dan Panico and his crew don't want you to see. citizens using their voices, and government officials trying to control the message instead of respecting the Constitution.
How you doing, officers? Yeah, sure, no problem. Take your time.
Hey, officers, hold on.
How we doing?
Hey, how you doing? Can I just get your names and badge numbers?
Yeah, RAF, RAFF, and then 7536.
Okay, and yours, I can't, it's too shiny.
Berkowitz, 7752.
Okay, thank you.
So what's going on?
I was in the public meeting. I was going to speak during public comment. I had 2 signs with me. Somebody stole my signs. I didn't see who it was. I wasn't looking at it, and somebody took them. And then when I asked the public safety commissioner there if I could have my signs back, he told me no. He says, "Do you have a receipt for the signs?" Et cetera, et cetera. So I called you guys because I was like, I want my property back. It's my property.
100%. I get it, yeah.
This is my property.
We talked with them. They're willing to give the signs back. It's just they have the posted notification saying no signs.
Right.
So,
but it also says no recording. That doesn't mean that it's like a law. How you doing? Anthony, nice to meet you. Those are my signs, yeah. Thanks.
These are fairly large signs, and when we're out in the auditorium, it's putting this in a means of egress and obstructing access, right?
Right.
I'm not obstructing your right to protest, but you can't put these in an aisle, you can't put these by the egress where...
They were in the back, where nobody walks. They were just in the back. I didn't put them in the front. They were in the back of the building. They were in the back of the room. I'm not trying to block anybody's way.
He's giving your signs back, correct, Commissioner?
Did the police tell me I have to give the signs back?
Okay. We just cannot obstruct egress.
I won't. Thank you.
Commissioner?
I won't.
I need to see where he puts them.
as said, I'm just going to give you my 2 cents on it.
Yeah.
Like, they have a posted sign saying no signs allowed in the auditorium, no recording.
Right.
You know, just follow accordingly. You know,
Right.
I don't know how that.
I follow constitutional.
Yeah, no, I understand.
You know, if it's
I get you.
constitutional, if it's lawful, I will follow it. But if it's not, I'm not going to. I mean, you should know that by now,
Yeah,
right?
no, I get it.
So, again, I'm not here to start problems. I'm here to just exercise my rights, speak my piece, to the commissioners, to the councilman and the supervisor, and leave. I'll be gone.
Just follow the fire marshal's
Yeah,
recommendation.
sure, no problem. There won't be any egress problems. All right, let's bring our signs upstairs. Out of the way.
We're going to start off with our first 4 speakers, which will be Sean Paul Reyes, Leroy True, Vinny from South Jersey News.
My name is Sean Paul Reyes, born and raised in the town of Brookhaven. Excuse me, most of you know it as Crookhaven. I'm an independent journalist and constitutional activist, and my company, Long Island Audit, Inc., is dedicated to exposing government corruption. I've received countless reports from residents about selective enforcement and retaliation, and during my investigation, I became a target myself. The town charged me with 20 retaliatory violations totaling $75,000. 7 of them, worth $36,000, are for a property I do not even own. Yes, you heard that right. I don't even own it. But that doesn't matter to the town of Brookhaven. They'll weaponize whatever they can. Between my 2 properties, one being my childhood home, I pay over $20,000 a year in property taxes. And what do I get for that money? A corrupt government, a police department that ignores the law, and a town supervisor, Dan Panico, along with a town attorney, John Rouse, who abuse their power to intimidate and silence journalists. And it's good being able to speak to you in person, Town Supervisor Daniel Panico. As your constituent, I'm very concerned that you would have your town attorney try to use my letter, which I wrote to you, against me in court, which, by the way, Supervisor Panico, is a First Amendment protected activity, petitioning your grievances to your government for redress. You swore an oath to uphold my rights, yet you and your administration are violating them. Residents know that this is a pay-to-play system, and it's who you know when it comes to housing permits. The average resident doesn't fight back because they have jobs, families. They just want the nightmare to end, so they submit. But fighting tyranny is my job, and I will fight this retaliatory and malicious prosecution all the way. When I stood before the judge, it was clear as day that the court was rigged against me. John Rouse, a former judge, was unprofessional, biased, and vindictive, refused to speak to me off the record. The town is now subpoenaing my personal and business tax returns, which they have not provided any reason for. This isn't the law, this is lawfare. This is tyranny. We the people will not stand by any longer. We pay outrageous taxes for pothole-ridden roads, for corrupt officials who think they rule us instead of serving us. You are a public servants, and it's about damn time we remind you of that. Let me be crystal clear. I won't do that to the residents of Brookhaven when I take your job, Supervisor Panico. I will protect the rights of the people. I will put an end to this corruption, and I will end the pay-to-play once and for all. I'm glad you think that's funny, Councilman. Okay, that's great. Do you have any other stand-up comedy for us? What? Do you have anything else to say besides just laugh? Okay, that's great. That's fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, don't say it under your breath. Say it out loud. Okay. No, I got 13 seconds. We're not done. If you have something to say, you can say it out loud. Now I'm done.
Thank you.
Fellow Patriots, meet Michael LaGuarcio. He is the disrespectful councilman who laughed at my proposal to run for public office to serve we the people. Now it's bad enough for a public servant to laugh at a member of the public who wants to serve his community, but it gets worse. I live in Michael LaGuarcio's district. He is my councilman. He is my public servant. The level of sheer disrespect is unreal. I don't know if it's wise to laugh at a constituent who's planning to run for office when the office they could potentially run for would be your own. Sounds like bad job security to me. I wouldn't worry too much though, Michael. My eyes are on the supervisor's job, not yours. But on the other hand, you never know. But I digress. Because of Michael's outburst, I started investigating him. The first thing I noticed is that Michael has the same last name as a family court judge who pressed charges against a journalist for recording her. Now, I have no idea if Michael LaGuarcio and Judge Karen LaGuarcio are related. I just thought it was interesting. Even more interesting is Michael's day job. You see, Michael is a sales representative for a company called Belfour. Belfour is a global corporation that specializes in property restoration. They claim to be the world's largest disaster restoration company. Belfour, Long Island, where Michael works as a salesman, seems to focus on fire damage restoration. So the first question I ask myself is, how does one sell fire and damage restoration? Does Michael just drive around all day looking for fires and floods so he can sell owners and insurance companies a restoration? No, that can't be it. That doesn't make sense. I was about to give up when Michael's latest Facebook post caught my eye. Quote, "Thank you to the Ridge Fire Department for hosting this quarter's meeting of the Brookhaven Town Fire District Association. Also, thank you to Belfour Property Restoration for sponsoring the delicious dinner." End quote. I thought it was strange. The very first post I see on Michael's Facebook is him attending a town fire district event, an event that was sponsored by his employer, Belfour. I then started to see post after post after post of Michael attending fire department related events. Then it hit me. That's how you can sell fire and disaster restoration. The first people to know about any fire or disaster situation would be the local fire department. It makes complete sense. Now, I'm not saying Michael is doing anything unethical or illegal, but to me, a sitting town councilman who is active in the Town Fire Association and consistently attends dinners and events for fire departments that can be sponsored by a disaster restoration company that he is a salesman for seems a little, let's just say, sketchy. To an outsider looking in, it would seem that Michael is using his position as a councilman to benefit himself monetarily through fat commission sales. Again, I have no proof of this. I'm just telling you my opinion based on facts. As my councilman, I definitely will be looking to speak with him to get some answers. Michael is very active on social media, specifically Facebook, so maybe that's where I can reach him. Now back to the video.
Next up, Leroy.
Disrespectful prick.
Hello, servants of the town of Brookhaven, because that's who you are, servants, including the clown there, Michael LaGuarcio. You're not rulers, you're not dictators, you're not tyrants, though in reality, that's all I've experienced today is tyranny. You're servants of we the people. My name is Leroy Truth of Leroy Truth Investigations. I urge you all to subscribe to my YouTube and my Facebook channel to learn the truth, not just about other corrupt politicians, but yourselves as well. I am here today in absolute unwavering support of my friend and fellow investigative journalist, Sean Paul Reyes of Long Island Audit, a man of the highest integrity who had the courage to expose your corruption and was met with one of the most blatantly illegal acts of government retaliation I have ever seen. $75,000 in outrageous retaliatory fines towards this man, all because he investigated you. And that's why I'm here. That's what led me to Brookhaven. Now I am investigating you. And just a little bit ago, my friend Sean here, he had 2 signs which are still in the back. They were stolen from him. His personal property was stolen by your so-called public safety officers. And then, after they said, well, we didn't steal them, we secured them. So the next time someone robs one of your banks and you catch the bank robber, I hope the bank robber says, oh, I didn't steal $1 million from your bank, I just secured the money. Because that's exactly what the public safety officers did here to my friend Sean. And the public safety officers didn't even have the sense that they knew stealing was wrong, and they contacted your law department. And what did the law department say? Oh, call the police. You got to keep those signs. All of us learned, including you, Daniel, from our mothers. Don't steal property that is not yours. It's not enough that you are trying to steal $75,000 from Sean because of retaliatory violation, erroneous fines. You wanted $75,000 plus another $775, which is what those 2 signs are worth. And when your public safety officer said, you know, they're downstairs, they're not coming back up, I said, yes, they are. This is property, not theirs. Those signs are right there. Because that was the right thing to do. And your police officers were very professional. They did the right thing. Your fire marshals were very professional. They didn't do the right thing. You need to do the right thing and get rid of those fines and stop retaliating against my friend Sean.
I stand before you today as a concerned citizen, but not as a concerned citizen, but someone who believes in justice and fairness and the fundamental rights that our Constitution guarantees us. Today, I want to address the clear retaliation against Sean Paul Reyes, better known as Long Island Audit, a man who fearlessly stands up to government corruption and fights for transparency. Sean has dedicated himself to holding those in power accountable. He exercises his constitutional rights, and in return, he faces unjust retaliation. The latest example, a staggering $75,000 fine from the town of Brookhaven code enforcement. A fine so excessive, so outrageous that it's clear that it isn't just about enforcing law. It's about silencing a man who speaks out to the truth. Let's break this down. Sean is being fined for code violations on a property he doesn't even own. Think about that for a second. Code enforcement doesn't even know that he was the owner. So when these violations, they didn't even know he was the owner when these so-called violations occurred, and yet they slap him with a fine that exceeds what the average American makes an entire year. Is that justice? Is that fairness? Or is that just a clear abuse of power? This is not just about Sean, but it's about every single one of us, because if the government can do this to him, they can do it to you too. To your family, to your neighbors. Excessive fines are unconstitutional, and they are a violation of fundamental rights. The 8th Amendment of the United States Constitution explicitly prohibits excessive fines and cruel and unusual punishment. So I ask you, where is the accountability for the town of Brookhaven? Sean Paul Reyes isn't just standing up against injustice, he's stepping up. He will be running for town supervisor, and he will bring transparency, accountability, and fairness that the administration refuses to uphold. Unlike the current leadership, Sean will welcome the public and not silence them. He is willing to listen to the people and not retaliate against them. He will ensure that the government works for us and not against us. We demand answers, we demand justice, and we demand to end government retaliation against those who simply seek the truth. The town of Brookhaven must be held accountable, this fine must be challenged, and the abuse of power must stop. Today, because today it's Sean, but tomorrow it could be one of us. Thank you.
All right, Patriots, let's land this plane. You just watched Sean Paul Reyes walk into his own town hall, have his protest signs taken, call 911 on his own public servants, and still step up to that podium to speak truth directly to Town Supervisor Dan Panico and Councilman Michael Ligorio. The town hits him with about $75,000 in what sure looks like retaliatory code fines, some of them on a property he doesn't even own. And when that doesn't shut him up, You've got a councilman literally laughing while a constituent talks about running for office. That's not professionalism. That's contempt for the people they're sworn to serve. Then you saw Leroy from Leroy Truth Investigations and Vinny from South Jersey News back him up on the record, calling out the same thing many of you are thinking. When government can seize your signs, bury you in bogus fines, and mock you for speaking out, that's not public service. That's lawfare and First Amendment retaliation. Here's the moral, plain and simple. Your First Amendment isn't just the right to talk when it's convenient for government. It's the right to petition, protest, record, and expose corruption when it's uncomfortable. Your property doesn't stop being yours because a public safety official decides your message is too loud, and your voice is still the most powerful tool you have in that meeting room, in the courts, and at the ballot box. Sean chose to stand his ground, document everything, and even talk about running for supervisor instead of backing down. You don't have to be a YouTuber to do the same in your town, but you do have to know your rights and be willing to use them. This is Major Tom reminding you, record your government, challenge retaliation, and never let a public servant convince you they're your ruler. Stay safe, stay free, and I'll see you on the next audit.